Dirty people of the internet, welcome to Mom's Basement, from where I bring you another Destiny 2 build video. A Warlock build bringing the void to every Destiny activity, except Crucible. Don't try that build in Crucible, okay? Thanks. This build offers you charged Big Bang grenades, and they are nearly like small Nova bombs, instant back-to-back nades, and self-healing, which makes you really immortal. Oh come on, you gotta be kidding me. Man. These pods. All this and more in DirtyHotte's Elemental Well Voidwalker build video, which is a must see, but I guess you already know that by now. And always remember folks, like, subscribe and hit the bell to stay updated and help me out, cause for every like Mom gives Dirty a cookie. Moreover, if you're interested in seeing me live, make sure to drop by Mom's Basement, from where I stream every Tuesday and Thursday on twitch.tv. You'll find the links in the description and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. And now let's get this video started, folks. Okay, dirty folks, time to share this crazy Elemental Well Voidwalker build. We will go through this build step by step and create a nice little overview on the way, so that you have the full build on one slide at the end of this video. This build offers a few different options, which we will be covering by the cheat sheet as well. Let's have a quick look on our cheat sheet to get an overview of the contents I will show. As you can see, the whole build is focusing on elemental wells, so that's basically in the center of this build. That's why it's in the center of the cheat sheet as well. You get the idea. So, we will start with options for the exotic armor slot, going to the subclass and abilities we're gonna use for this build, continuing with the mods and mod synergies, which are the core of this build, and then I will give some weapon recommendations and a very short comment on stats, which are beneficial for this build. And as always, you find the final cheat sheet in the description of this video. So, with all that said, it's time to start the actual build, so let's have a look at the exotic armor options we're gonna use. So the first exotic option is the well-known Nezarec Sin helmet. A helmet every Warlock knows, every Warlock likes. And it's pretty damn strong for this build, because it comes with Abyssal Extractors, void damage kills, increase ability energy recharge rate, and yes, that also works a bit for the super energy. Here you can see me using it in the background with some gameplay. As you can see, nades are almost always up, and you keep just going. Then we have our second option for an exotic armor slot, and that are the Contraverse Hold Gauntlets. They come with Chaotic Exchanger, resist incoming damage while charging your void grenade, and we will charge our grenades like always. So the resist is like 20% damage resistance, and it also says charged void grenades return a random amount of grenade energy on a hit. So as with Nezarec Sin, here's some gameplay in the background, same encounter as before. And you can see it also works very well with this build. So you have back-to-back grenades to no end. So, let's have a first look on our cheat sheet here for the exotic options. So, number one was Nezarec Sin, which I think is the better option for a bit faster and more consistent super energy regeneration. Or you use Contraverse Hold, which I think is the better option for the fastest nade regeneration possible. And don't forget that 20% damage resistance buff, which can be pretty useful in Destiny PvE encounters. So with the exotic options down, it's time to have a look at the subclass we gonna use. And with the exotics I've already shown, I think it's pretty clear that we will be using the Voidwalker. And as the video is called Voidwalker build, you get the idea. So what are we running for this build? We will be running a top 3 Voidwalker. Let's just get over the stuff very quickly. We have Entropic Pull, strike an enemy with this melee ability to drain your enemy's life force and use it to recharge your grenade. We won't use that too often, but it's a nice to have. Chaos Accelerant. That's where it really shines. Press the button you have assigned to that to overcharge your grenade, making it deadlier and more effective. And let me tell you, those nades are like little Nova bombs. Then we have Cataclysm. Nova bomb travels slowly and seeks enemies. Detonations shatter into smaller seeker projectiles. Fire your weapon at the Nova bomb to detonate it early. That thing is pretty great for ad clearance. And then we have Blue. Void ability kills cause enemies to explode. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. Void ability kill makes enemy go boom. The grenade we're gonna use is the Vortex grenade, because I feel when you overcharge that one, it's bigger, it's really painful, and it kind of sticks to bosses, so that's really useful. I think that's the best damage you can get. So let's just see that on our cheat sheet, a quick summary. You see it here, Void Walker subclass with Bloom, Entropic Bull, Cataclysm and Chaos Accelerant. And Chaos Accelerant makes our Vortex grenades overcharged big boom nades. That's what I like to call them, baby. Okay, and now I think we have to stay on the cheat sheet, because now we're starting with the mods and wrapping up those synergies. So stay with me here, it gets detailed and interesting now, folks. For the first mod, we have Elemental Ordnance. Grenade kills spawn elemental wells. So you have a kind of an internal cooldown, like 3 to 4 seconds. But with our overcharged Vortex grenades, you will basically spawn an elemental well every time you kill something with a Vortex nade. Or basically every time you throw one, because it will kill somebody. We don't know who, but somebody will be dying. Sometimes, I have to admit it, with the overcharged big boom nades, sometimes that person dying is also me. I'm not proud of it, but it happens. Okay, so we will be throwing a lot of nades. That's also why we picked those two specific exotics. Let me just show that, yes, which both offer us faster grenade energy regen. Okay, so now you have the way that we spawn our elemental wells, but what are we doing with them? First, we will be using Font of Wisdom. That mod is giving you a flat plus 50 intellect buff every time it's up, and it can be up for it's up for 30 seconds. So with the amount of grenades we will be throwing and the wells therefore lying around on the ground, we will basically have that up all the time. So that's a nice little buff and gives us faster super energy regen. But that's not all. Next one is a Font of Might. Get a plus 10% weapon damage for 5 seconds if you pick up an elemental well. And we will pick them up often. So that's a nice to have. Unfortunately, it's only 5 seconds, which feels a bit short, and 10% isn't that much either. Next one is Elemental Charge. Become charged with light by picking up a well. So we have three mods that take use of our elemental wells that are on the floor. So now you see those 4 mods, and you might wonder, why do we want to become charged with light? And that's where the next synergy falls into place. Heal thyself. While charged with light, nade final blows heal you. And those overcharged big boom nades always kill somebody, as said. And that will heal you. So basically a little bit like Devour, but you don't consume your grenade to heal yourself, you just kill with it, like it's meant to be, like the better Devour, killing and healing at the same time. I mean, that's beautiful. So that's basically the overview of the Elemental Well synergies of this build. So that's basically our Elemental Well synergy overview. And there's another thing with Elemental Well. I showed it here. Picking up an Elemental Well, matching your subclass, grants energy to all abilities. So again, more grenade energy, baby. More nades. So basically back-to-back nades all the time. So that are the synergies, but that's not all. So we have a few options here. First, because we are using a lot of nades, I would recommend, if possible, to use 2 times Ashes to Assets. Nade kills give super energy, and you will be throwing them, like I said, all the time. So that will really boost your super energy regeneration. Beautiful. I love it. Then the next one is optional, because I feel like Font of Might, I'm not sure if it's really worth it, because you won't shoot that often if everything goes according to plan. So you can switch that out for a supercharged mod, which gives you 2 stacks of Charged with Light. And that's really beneficial for the healing of Heal Thyself, because the overcharged grenades are pretty big and they kill like a lot of small mobs and always consume most of your Charged with Light stacks if you only have 2. With supercharged, you should always have 1 or 2 stacks up, and that's really helpful. Okay, I guess we have the mods and the Elemental Well synergies down, so it's time to talk about weapons. Who doesn't love to talk about weapons, right? So let's start with the kinetic weapon. I don't really have a specific weapon I like to use there, so it's kind of depending on activity and preference. So depending on activity, what do I mean with that? I mean when you do like the battlegrounds or anything else with champion modifiers or champions in it, use a weapon where you can use the seasonal artifact champion modifier mod. This season, scout rifle, for example, come to mind. So you basically can take there what you want, but if you have one with demolitionist, that will be really helpful for this build because again, grenade generation. This brings us to the energy slot. So I would recommend a void energy weapon. Let me show you my two favorites I'm running with this. So the first one is a bottom dollar hand cannon. You can see void energy, and I got a demolitionist as well on that beauty. And I like to use that for battlegrounds, for example, where I can use the unstoppable hand cannon mod from this season's artifact against champions. Beautiful. However, if I don't have to use the hand cannon because of the mod, I use my trusted gnawing hunger for now before it's sunset. You can see the max power is 1360. But until that time, that's really an amazing weapon for that build. Also with demolitionist for sure. That thing melts mobs and gives you back your grenade energy so much faster, baby. So these are my two main recommendations, but you can basically use every gun you want that comes with demolitionist. Let me just show that on the cheat sheet again. So here it is void energy weapons. My recommendations, bottom dollar with demolitionist and gnawing hunger. So let's show that here. Wonderful. So as you could see, these perks or this perk demolitionist also adds to your grenade energy recharge, which leaves us with the question what power weapon to use. And I have to say that's really personal preference. Use whatever you like. A god roll rocket launcher comes to mind. Maybe a sword if you're more one of the sword guys. Whatever works for you. You don't really have to go with a heavy with demolitionist because with the setup we have now in the cheat sheet, you will have so much grenade energy. You won't be even fast enough to overcharge them and throw them because it's always ready. So we have the exotic options down, the subclass and abilities, the mods. I've showed you most of the synergies, but there's still one synergy to come, so stay tuned. And I showed you my weapon recommendations. So this brings us to our last topic, the stats. I will just give you two very quick recommendations. The first one is intellect. It's best to have exactly like 50 intellect there if you can manage to get that, because that's where Font of Wisdom comes into play again. With the 50 in intellect and the 50 buff for Font of Wisdom, you will always have like exactly 100 intellect. So max super energy regeneration right there. And the second one is, as you might have already imagined, 100 discipline for the fastest nade regeneration possible. Yeah, so that's it. That's DirtyHotte's Elemental Well Voidwalker build right there on screen for you. With, if I might say so, a nice little cheat sheet again. So you have the whole build on one slide and can build it for yourself easily. Let me know if you try the build in the future. Give me some feedback in the comments. If you have any other Elemental Well builds in your head or builds you already tried, let me know about it. Maybe I can make a cheat sheet for them. I'm always open to new ideas and suggestions. With all that said, let's conclude today's build video with a little request from Mom. She's saying if you liked what you have been seeing in this video and want to see more stuff coming to you from Mom's Basement, make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell and comment below, give me all your thoughts. If you want to stay updated about what I'm up to, follow me on Twitter or just drop in one of my streams over at twitch.tv where I'm live every Tuesday and Thursday. 6 PM GMT that is. So that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed that one as well. Stay dirty people. DirtyHotte. Out.